Hello and welcome to Spotlight on Newcastle County, which features all things Newcastle County, Delaware. I'm your host, Melody Kitchen. You never know who we're going to talk to or where we're going to visit. For today's show, I'm pleased to welcome Barry Schlecker of Barry's Events, which has been coordinating the Newcastle County Ice Cream Festival since 2012. Thank you so much for being here today.
My pleasure.
Now, to begin with, I know that the Ice Cream Festival began as a small event run by Friends of Rockwood.
Yes.
And it then became something that was open for the public.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, the county, I think, took it over in Tom Gordon's first term, made it into a very large, popular event.
Sure.
I think it ran for several years. I know when things got a little tough financially, economically, in 2007, I think Chris Coons, who was then the county exec, decided to shut it down. And then in 2012, I got a little cocky, thought I would like to try it again, and I approached Paul Clark, and his approach was, great, if you can bring it to the county, and we just will help you and be your landlord,
Sure.
But it's up to you. And we took it over, and we've had an interesting history, but yes, it's been, each year it's grown.
So you feel that, you know, when it was brought back, you've had a large attendance?
Here's the history. I can give you a brief history.
Sure.
The good news is we had a nice start in 2012. Despite the hottest weather in the history of the world, it seemed like, in 2012. On Saturday it was 115, Sunday it cooled down to 95, but this was like the first weekend in July. It was, despite the heat, almost 8,000 to 10,000 people a day.
Wow.
So I knew we had something, despite bad weather. It was very, very popular. Year number 2, 2013, it rained the entire week up until Friday afternoon, so we couldn't even do setup till Saturday morning.
Wow.
So we did 8 hours of setup in 4 hours, and by the way, we moved it from July to June, hoping we'd give it a better shot at weather.
Right.
Saturday was a beautiful day, perfect. It was the first year of the Gordon administration. It was wonderful. Everything was great. We had almost 20,000 people that day.
Wow.
It's hard to tell because we had children and adults, and
Sure.
so on Sunday it rained all day, and despite that, we had about 4,000 brave souls come to the festival. So last year, I want to say it was the perfect unstorm. Beautiful weather both days, and we probably did between 35 and 40,000 people. It was a home run.
So this year, can you tell our audience when the dates are going to be?
Yes, thanks for asking. It's always the last weekend in June, so this year it's June 27 and June 28.
Okay. Now, what do you predict for the University of Delaware coming in, and they're going to be the Best Sunday on Sunday event?
Yes.
So what would you say to the competitors?
Well, I have to tell you, the Best Sunday on Sunday, let me just give you a little history of that, if you
Sure.
don't mind. We got a call in January of 2014 from the Food Network asking if they could film our festival. I said, sure, come on down.
Right.
But they asked for a contest. And I said, well, we really don't have a contest. We're not sure of the weather. I don't want to have an ice cream eating contest because the vendors don't have time. They're busy, hopefully, with crowds.
Right.
I don't know. Somehow I woke up one morning and thought, Best Sunday on Sunday. They loved it. They came. They brought Anthony Anderson. They brought the Food Network, and they filmed the whole thing, which was on national television, and I think you still get it on YouTube. But we came up with this idea, and we approached every dairy. We had about 10 dairies or ice cream stores at last year's festival. They each were given an assignment if they want to come up with a sundae that had to sell for $5, so they couldn't make it,
Right.
limited, and get as elaborate as they wanted to. And some of them, like U Dairy, came up with fried Oreo cookies and all kinds of combinations, and they worked it and took it seriously. In fact, U Dairy finished in the number 1. Then there was the ice cream shop, and Sweet Lucy's, both local organizations who finished 2 and 3. But all 10 Sundays were wonderful. And I know they all took time. They didn't take it for granted. They really worked at it. So this year, the reigning champion, U Dairy's coming back. And this year, I think we have, at this point, we have about 12 now ice cream vendors. So it'll be interesting because U Dairy will be defending their title. But we have at least 11, maybe 12 other vendors who are going to be going after them.
Now, I know that obviously, there's going to be ice cream.
Yes.
What else, what other food will there be?
There'll be lots of food. One of my ideas of making this a picnic was to invite local and regional food vendors, restaurants, people who are caterers. I wanted to incorporate as many local businesses. June sometimes is sort of a slow time for restaurants. So if I can help them get in front of lots of people, it's a win-win. So we have almost, at this point, again, we're a couple weeks away, we probably have 18 restaurants or caterers or food vendors all lined up. Everything from, the usual stuff, pizza, we have Asian food, we have seafood, we have crab cakes, we have barbecue, we have somebody bring in smoked turkey legs. I mean, there's everything for everybody.
So quite an assortment.
The whole idea is to make it and keep the prices reasonable. And our goal is to keep people there all day. And we found last year people come in early and stay all day. So on Saturday, we're going to stay open a little later because last year the vendors were serving lunch and dinner.
Oh, wow.
So our idea is to come and play and stay all day. Saturday, we're open 10 to 7, Sunday 10 to 5.
Now, at the press conference,
Yes.
there was something very interesting that a lot of people may not have seen in person before, and
Right.
that was the drone demonstration.
Yes, I got a call from a local realtor actually who uses drones in his marketing approach, and mentioned that he had a local retailer who's a specialist in drones. Would I like to have drones at the festival? So he came and gave us a demonstration, showed us what he could do, and I thought, wow, what a great, I'm interested in having drones
Right.
above us, taking pictures below. So I named it the Drone Zone. And so we're going to have Sky Gear there. He's going to have several different size drones. He'll fly them with GoPro cameras. He'll bring a big camera, a big television set.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to see what he's seeing above it. It's used commercially anyway. We checked out the safety problem. He's had his own drone day already. So I thought this would be, we're always looking for new ways to attract people. At the same time, he's a local person and we certainly give him a boost.
Right.
So I think it's going to be fun having the Drone Zone.
I do too.
Yep.
Now, is there anything else that you would like to, let parents or attendees know before they come, maybe in regards to rides?
It's funny, we've learned this early on. Historically, either you walk into the park or you park someplace else and come, because we don't have a lot of parking within the
Right.
park. The park is really relegated to handicap parking and dealers and employees. So mostly people either park their cars, get on a bus and come here. Now we have 3 parking lots. We have local lots that they've allowed us to park there. The old, I call it the Merchandise Mart, which is now Merchant Square on Governor Prince Boulevard, which is 5 minutes from the park. We have Mount Pleasant High School, and we have the Rockwood Office Park, which is right off 95, literally right there. So we'll have buses every 10 or 15 minutes parking and riding. So that's
Okay.
free shuttle service. Last year we found that about 60% of the people will park and ride, and about 40% will walk from, park in town and walk over. So it's a nice mix, and it's a constant flow of traffic, and people come and stay all day. So that's important that they know. It's free parking. It's complimentary shuttle service.
Now, is there a fee to enter?
Yes, and for
festival?
the first time, let me say this, thanks to the county and our sponsors, kids are free this year. Last year they were $1. So it's $5 for adults, period. Kids under 12, 12 and under, accompanied by an adult,
Right.
are free. So I think that's going to pop up the audience a little bit. We try to make as many attractions as we can, very reasonably priced or free. We'll have the Brand Wine Zoo, we'll have other museums there. We try to have as many free attractions as possible, so there's lots to do. We're going to have 2 stages of music, one sort of pointed towards a grown-up stage of music, and one will be towards children's acts. All local musicians. We really stress that. So I think we have close to 40 music acts in 2 days.
Now, for our audience, one more time, can you just let them know the day and the time?
Yes, it's June 27, June 28 at Rockwood Museum and Park. The one new thing this year is that the front entrance will not have any car traffic except for buses, so people will be free to walk in. We'll have ticket booths right there. We'll also have ticket booths as you get off the buses. We'll have, as I said, I'm guessing about 70 local businesses. We'll have about 30 home-based businesses. We'll have about 30 nonprofits. We have about 10 snack vendors, water ice,
Right.
kettle popcorn, coffee, muffins. I mean, you name it, we should have something there to keep you happy. There'll be
Right.
vegetarian things there. Hopefully we'll have some dairy-free ice cream. So it'll be, I think, something for everybody. And we have lots of entertainment. Jugglers, stilts, people walking on trapezes. We're trying to have entertainment no matter where you go. We do say BYOB, bring your own blanket. So people come to do that and they'll stay all day. We have a restaurant that's going to set up not only a restaurant, but a craft beer garden with about 7 to 10
wow.
local craft beers. Must be 21 or older to drink,
Sure.
of course. We'll have cartoon characters walking around. I mean, this is our 4th year. So each year we hope to get better. We sort of hopefully learn from our mistakes. And if the weather cooperates, and last year was perfect, I'm pushing for it to be perfect again. So I think it'll be wonderfully crowded in a fun way.
Well, it sounds like it's going to be incredible. Is there anything else that you'd like to add before we wrap up?
If there are any vendors out there still wanting to be in front of 20,000 people a day, we can make room for you. As I said, it could be local businesses, it could be home-based businesses, it could be nonprofits. To get information out, we'll have some demonstrations of different, like karate and Zumba.
Sure.
So as I said, there should be something there for everybody. We'll even have some arts and crafts vendors, so if mom or dad want to buy some stuff, that's available. We'll have some people who have alpacas. As I said, a little bit of everything. And I'm open for suggestions. We're always looking to add we have lots of land, and the whole idea is to make it as fun as we can so that people will get there early and stay all day. We put these ice cream cones all over the county, and we have several vendors coming in who have them at their retail outlets. I put my phone number, by the way, on every piece of advertising, so if anybody has any questions, I don't mind a phone call at 302-690-5555, 302-690-5555. And I stress again, it's Rockwood, not Rockford.
Right.
People show up there and say, there's no festival. It's Rockwood Museum and Park. It's Washington Street Extension, 4651 to be exact, and we have 2 addresses, 610 Chipley Road. So we're really right off the Marsh Road exit of 95.
Right. Well, it sounds like it's going to be amazing. Thank you
It
for
will
so much
be.
for coming in today,
Right.
Barry.
I want to thank the county and all the departments who sort of all chip in, make this thing work. It does take a group. It's not a one-man gang. So we partnered, and it really makes for a nice relationship. So thank you.
Absolutely, and good luck.
Thank you.
Well, that wraps up this edition of Spotlight on Newcastle County. I hope you enjoyed today's show. Please keep it tuned to NCCTV for news and information on Newcastle County, Delaware. For executive producer Jim McDonald, director Tony Prado, and the NCCTV crew member Lisa Lancaster, this is Melody Kitchen. Thank you for watching. Take care.